Good morning, everyone. To all my fellow students, faculty, esteemed guests, I'd like to welcome you to a new school year at Appleby College. My name is Leah Go, and I'm very honored and grateful for the opportunity this year to serve as your head prefect. I'd like to tell you a story that happened years ago, before I was born. One day, when my uncle was about 5 years old, he was attending a summer camp here in Oakville. My grandmother, his mom, got a call to pick him up because he had misbehaved. When she came to collect him, on the car ride home, she asked him what had happened. My 5-year-old uncle explained that the camp counselors had all the kids participate in a contest to see who can make the grossest mud pie. So like all the other kids, he started to collect mud and sticks and anything gross they could find to make their mud pies. After a while, my uncle realized that everyone was doing the same thing. "Why did you get in trouble then?" my grandmother asked. "Well, they told us that whoever made the grossest mud pie would win," replied my uncle. "So I put my mud pie together like everyone else, and then I peed on it." What I've always loved about this story is that while my uncle didn't necessarily do it right, he tried to do something different. At the start of every school year, we are all brimming with energy, excitement, optimism, and hope. Today, I would like to talk about 3 of my hopes, 3 ideas for us as students and as a school community for the year ahead. The first, as you've probably guessed by the story I've just shared with you, is to think outside the box and be creative problem solvers. The phrase, "think outside the box," comes from a puzzle that management consultants would give to people in the 70s. It consisted of 9 dots and 3 rows of 3. The challenge was to connect all 9 dots without lifting your pencil and only using 4 lines. Most people, 80% in fact, would attempt to connect the dots by drawing lines inside the box, and they would fail. The only way to solve the puzzle is to literally draw lines outside of the box. It turns out, even though there were no rules given to people on how to accomplish the task, they put those limitations on themselves. For me, learning to think outside the box and becoming a creative problem solver means you open up a world of possibilities. That's what the start of every school year is, the chance for each one of us to open up a world of possibilities. A new chance to widen and deepen our thinking, to seek out and understand different perspectives, and to collaborate, to learn, and to grow. At Appleby, I have always relished the opportunity to meet people of all ages from different countries, cultures, interests, and backgrounds. We are all different, and that is our school's greatest strength. I believe we should encourage every individual to speak openly and boldly, while also learning the importance of collaborating and growing together. I believe we need to be responsible for ourselves and for each other, and as Mahatma Gandhi said, to be the change you want to see in the world. So this year, please take every opportunity to be open, to widen and to deepen your thinking, to seek out and understand different perspectives, and to collaborate, to learn, and to grow. The second idea I want to talk about for this school year is the power of relentless curiosity. Curiosity can lead you to places you never expected. The trick is embracing curiosity to find things that you love. When you have a passion for something, it never seems like work to pursue it, whether that's in a classroom, the workplace, in an arts or music studio, on a sports field, or traveling to a far-flung destination. Always be curious. Find what you love. Now, does anyone here know Marie Kondo? For those of you who don't, she's a Japanese organizing consultant, author, and TV personality. She became famous for teaching people how to tidy up and organize. I know it sounds strange, but she's awesome. Marie Kondo says that she has been fascinated with organizing since she was a child. She never wanted to play sports at school, only tidy bookshelves. Whenever there were nominations for class roles, she never wanted to be the class representative or the pet feeder. She wanted to be the bookshelf manager so she could tidy up books. One day, she had a breakthrough, she said. "I was obsessed with what I could throw away. One day, I had a kind of nervous breakdown and fainted. I was unconscious for 2 hours. When I came to, I heard a mysterious voice, like some god of tidying, telling me to look at my things more closely. What I should be doing is finding the things I want to keep. Identify the things that make you happy. That is the work of tidying. Marie Kondo's method consists of putting everything in a pile, looking at each item, and then finding and keeping the things that spark joy. In Japanese, the word is tokimeku, which literally means to flutter. I discovered at a young age that I love everything: school, hockey, reading, travel, public speaking, volunteering, creating art, and more. I love it all. It seems like a lot to some people, but I like to think that my curiosity has led me down many paths, and it allows me to experience so much of life and to hopefully have a positive impact on the world. At Appleby, we are lucky because we have the perfect curiosity outlet. From middle school to upper school to senior school, we have a vibrant and passionate student body, and guided by our school's purpose, mission, values, and pillars of strength, we have the platform and programs to pursue our dreams. I believe in an Appleby that empowers every student to find what they love, do what they love, and succeed at what they love. So as we kick off this school year, be open-minded, be adventurous, be curious. Always be willing to listen, to learn, and to grow. Don't be afraid to raise your hand and ask that question. Try that new co-curricular or club. Apply for a global ed trip you normally wouldn't. Be a Marie Kondo. Find the things that spark joy. The third and final idea I want to talk about is the value of challenging ourselves. We live in a world that is changing all the time. The environment, technology, the rapidly expanding population, it's all changing so fast. So how do we as students prepare ourselves for jobs that don't even exist yet? We have to challenge ourselves to always grow. We have to be active learners. We have to learn and relearn. We have to be agile. We have to be open. And we have to be resilient. I read a story once about adversity. One day, a daughter was complaining to her dad that life was full of challenges. Her dad responded by filling 3 pots with water and putting them on the stove. Once the 3 pots were boiling, her dad put potatoes in one pot, eggs in the second pot, and ground coffee beans in the last. After 20 minutes, her dad turned off the heat and placed the contents in 3 separate bowls and asked her to try each one. The potatoes went in strong but became weak and soft in the boiling water. The eggs started out weak with a thin outer shell protecting their liquid yolks until they were placed in the boiling water. Then the inside of the eggs became hard. When she sipped the coffee, it was so flavorful and aromatic that it put a smile on her face. After the ground coffee beans were mixing with the boiling water, they combined with it to create something new and wonderful. Her dad explained that the potatoes, eggs, and coffee beans had all faced the same adversity, the boiling water. However, each one had a different reaction. The father then asked his daughter, "Which are you? How do you respond when adversity knocks on your door? Are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean?" Life is never perfect or predictable. We will all face ups and downs. When I was 3 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer. I went through 3 years of treatments, including chemotherapy to battle my leukemia. I lost my hair. I had more blood transfusions than I can count. I remember lots of pokes and jabs, but I also remember all the amazing, funny, and caring people that helped me through it all. The nurses, the doctors, my family, my friends. It's been more than 10 years now since my treatment ended. The doctors told me that my chances of relapsing have dropped to less than 1%, and they will stay there for the rest of my life. I'm cured. I've also been blessed with the opportunity to do my part for future generations of children affected by cancers. For the past several years, I've been asked to give speeches and share my story, and have had the chance now to speak to more than 70,000 people across the country, raising awareness and millions of dollars for cancer research in the process. Sometimes, life can hit you on the head like a brick, but it's how we choose to respond to challenges that will help shape us. Be a coffee bean. Choose to look at problems as fascinating challenges. Mix with the world around you to create something new and wonderful and put smiles on the faces of people around you. So those are my 3 hopes, my 3 ideas as we embark on a new school year. Think different, always be curious, challenge yourself. For nearly all my life, I've been around Appleby. From my family, I've heard about all the wonderful traditions, many of which I still see today, that helped to form the foundation of our great school. But I've also been able to experience all the incredible advancements that have been made and been the beneficiary of the expansive array of programming and support for every student, both inside and outside of the classroom. I have 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the present. This year, together, let's create a community that helps every single person be inspired, learn, and grow. Let's create a community that says challenge accepted. There's a famous Apple commercial from 1997 narrated by Steve Jobs. It says, "Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently." They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. I have 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the present, and both feet firmly pointing forward. And this year, as your head prefect, I am ready, with both feet, to stride into the future with our entire community at the school that I love. Now please stand to sing hymn 656.